Hey everybody, today we're going to do a review on a Husqvarna 330 LK string trimmer. I bought it as a string trimmer. It's got the extendable kit, stuff you can put on it. What I need right now is I'm on a job. I'm on a hillside that's pretty steep and I've been doing some tree work on it. I still got to cut some trees, but there's a lot of what I call scrub brush. It's going to be a lot easier to cut with this with a steel blade on it. So what I did is I had a Toro head with a Ryobi brush cutter end on it. I haven't used it. Whatever reason, you just don't get on a job where you use them. And I went to grab it, and the last time I used it, this front, the Ryobi end didn't owe me nothing, but like where this little gear thing is, that got pretty warm the last time I used it. And like when I was done with it, I just happened to hit it with my hand when I was putting it in the truck, and it was toasting, so it was real warm. When I went to grab it the other day, it was frozen. So by the time I bought a new end, that hadn't been started. I did get it running, not running good. The Toro head carburetor was like 24 bucks, but I got looking at it. Do I want to have, $200 in an old one like that? So I decided to buy the Husqvarna end, and I probably will leave this as a string trimmer most of the time to make sure it gets run. But what I did is I looked around, even online, everything seemed to be back ordered as far as getting the end for this. So I looked around, there was some real chintzy looking ones that are, I guess they consider them like an extender kit for most of it. They make them so they fit other brands, and I picked up this Echo one because it was one of the few that was in stock. And they said it would fit. Well, I took it out of the box this morning and it doesn't fit. That's got more of a square end. Husqvarna uses a star type shaft when it goes into that cable, the end of the cable, and the Husqvarna is a star one. I do believe that the older Husqvarnas would have worked on, but these newer ones they won't. So it said nothing was in the area. My wife looked online. Again, it said back order. There's a pretty good sized Husqvarna dealer in Tamworth, New Hampshire. They're a Husqvarna dealer, but they fix skidders, and it's an old, what I call an old fashioned workshop. Not the best showroom floor and all that, but I bought my last big saw up there too. They're just real good people to deal with. Kind of rednecks like me, I guess is what you'd say. Best way to put it anyways, here in New Hampshire. But I went up there, I called them this morning, and I said, hey, it says there's none in stock anywhere in the dealers in New England. And she said, well, let me look. I'll have the mechanic look, and I'll get back to you. She got right a hold of me and said, yeah, we got one. Do you want it? I'm like, yeah. So I just went up there and got that. And I guess they sell a lot in the spring, in the fall. So she said they probably just sold out everywhere this spring. But I like the idea too. I really wanted, when I bought this, I'd like to have the whole thing be a Husqvarna. So like I said, I bought this kit this morning. Like I said, this shaft, everything it's all Husqvarna. I wanted to make sure of that. So we'll get this put together. I don't think I am going to run a guard on it. I trust myself with it. Yeah, it looks like, even that looks more rugged than the one I took out this morning. But we'll get this put together, and then like I said, we're going to do a review on it, put it together. I'm going to work with it probably tomorrow, and I'll get the camera out. I probably got to put 4 or 5 hours on this thing, cut and brush. I hate that type of stuff now, but it's the hillside I'm on. I think if I slip, I can jab this in the ground, or if I'm bending down with a chainsaw, I just think it'll be more dangerous. So I decided to spend the money. Now I'm getting older. I think my safety's worth. I'll spend some money for my safety. Basically, you just hold this clip down, that slides in. You slide the other one out, put the new end in. Husqvarna gives you a pretty good hardware kit with it. It's pretty self-explanatory. I like that because if you look, it's got the groove, so this kind of locks in place. It also holds, there's a groove. I'm gonna flip this up so that's got the groove, so it holds the blade. I am going to put this on. It's the washer, plus this keeps it from like digging in the dirt all the time. The top washer has the same groove, so it kind of locks in place. Teflon, real high quality Teflon nut. Left hand thread, just so someone's watching. This should, right there. This is part of the hardware kit. Comes with the wrench to tighten it. But that little shaft you put in here to lock it so that you can tighten that. And like I said, it's a reverse thread, so. So pretty much, it gives you the multi-tool. And like I said, I'm not going to run the guard on this. I know I'm not going to suggest it to everybody, but for what I'm doing with it, I found over the years on other ones, it just irritates me. I do run them on the weed trimmer. A lot of people don't. That's the blade that comes from Husqvarna. I do think these work better when you put more like a skill saw blade on them. But another thing I want to bring up too is I bought this Echo kit because it said it would fit, and I found out it didn't. I think I said earlier in the video, these fit the old ones. But if someone's putting one together, out of all the ones I looked at, which I went to Tractor Supply, all the big stores, looked online, I think Echo probably makes, I like the Husqvarna the best because I like that star type fit on the cable that goes down through. This is the old square style, but overall how this is made, this is the most rugged one that I looked at. I actually opened up probably 6 different companies that were in like Lowe's, Home Depot, Tractor Supply, stuff like that. Online you can kind of zoom in and look at them, but if someone's putting one together, you can probably put an Echo together with this end on it. I think it's like $100 to $116 less than Husqvarna. I just went with Husqvarna because I got a lot of Husqvarna stuff. It kind of aggravated me that stuff like that ain't in stock at all your Husqvarna places though. They make that with the extendable, I guess you call it a extendable end so you can make it into different things like a power broom. I know Echo, one of my buddies has got the Echo with the power broom on it and the bristle brush one to clean up his lawn with in the spring. He is a homeowner, but he's probably used it 4 or 5 years now, had no issues with it. So I think right now Echo and a lot of stuff would be my second choice from Husqvarna. I do have my power broom's a steel. I think as far as buying it as a power broom, I think steel makes the best one. This will get used quite a bit. Tomorrow morning I'm gonna go, we'll bring the camera. I'm probably gonna use this for 2 or 3 hours straight. We'll do a review on it, see what I think of it. If it's comfortable to use. I've had one power head that's got a vibration in it, and I've done everything. People watch my YouTube video on it. I bought another one. That one was probably like 2 seasons old, or I think 1.5 seasons. It had that vibration start in it. So I bought another one of the same thing. It ain't done it. I used it all last summer, this summer so far. No vibrations in it. I did try all the stuff people suggested on. Got a hold of me. I messed with the carburetor. I took it all apart, greased stuff, put it back together. I think there's something in the motor. Right now, I've been playing around, adjusting the carburetor, trying to get it to come out of it, because it's just suggestions people gave me on YouTube that got back to me. It's starting to run a little bit mean now, so I think it's internal in the motor. I think the piston's getting ready to pop. I think there was just something wrong internally. And like I said, it bounced around. I bought that when I was still using my open trailer, and I didn't have one of the fancy things that locks them in tight, so that these things got put in, and there was like a piece of styrofoam, and then a pin went through. So they did get reefed on a little bit when you were going down bumpy roads doing mowing. So I think I might have been the one that made the thing mess up. I don't know. It could have been something from the factory. We'll probably never know. If I run it and it blows up, I'm going to take it apart just to see what came apart in the motor. And that will probably be another video. But we'll get this running tomorrow. And I'm going to go out and test fire it right now. But tomorrow I'm going to use it. I'll have the camera on, see what I think of it. I may actually go tonight and get more of a skill saw type blade for it. I don't know how well I'm going to like this. This is better. It's got 4 points that it cuts. The old ones used to have just 3 points that it cut on, and it did get kind of rough if you cut big stuff. And I just think the skill saw type blade with a carbide works better, and that they will fit this. So, but we'll get back to it tomorrow. Trying to get some good footage to show how this thing works, but it's like 91 degrees, high humidity. This camera keeps shutting off. I'm going to do my best. Probably pushing what this is made for. This one I missed is made for. Yep, it's a hot one. Like I said, that takes the ferns down and small stuff. It's going to give her a better visual of what we got to do here, and I didn't really want to be standing on that hillside with a chainsaw, so I'd rather use that if you do slip. Other than that, that's not a tool. Most cases now I'm ripping stuff out with an excavator. This is kind of a circumstance where you need something like that, and what I'm going to do is I'll hang that in the garage and keep it good when you need it. I will say this, I don't like that blade. You're better off with a saw type blade like you see on a skill saw. They make them. That came with it. I wanted to use it up. I'm going to say that will probably be able to be sharpened probably 3 times. Once that's gone, I'll probably change it to the other style blade. I may even put the other type blade on it before I'm done this job, because I think I'm going to go through the wood line. The thing I like about these is that with a different type blade on it, you can go in the edge of a tree line like that and clean things up and have a little bit of reach to it. So, but like I said, this whole property has been overgrown. We got to clean it up. Once I got that figured out, that steel blade worked pretty good. Been a while since I've used one, so I just want to show we'll be able to get the visual that we need to figure out what we want to do. Having that blade on that power head probably kept me from tripping and slipping a lot more if I was trying to do that with a chainsaw. And like I said, normally I wouldn't even waste my time doing that. I would have just dug it out, but we're trying to come up with a game plan, so she wanted to be able to see what this looked like. All right, I just want to show that blade. I banged it a couple times off rocks. Like I said, that ain't my favorite type blade. It rounded it back pretty good. I hit so many rocks. Like I said, this used to be a square edge, but it did the job today. And I don't even think I'm going to sharpen that. I'm going to switch this over to that other type blade. When you're trimming the trees back on the edge of the property line, the other blades work way better, but I just thought I'd take a shot. I put a gallon and I put a tank and a half full of gas through that the first time I used it, so it got a pretty good hot supper to it. I did feel this. That's a little warm, but that's normal. But overall, I'm happy with that, and I'm glad the whole unit's a Husqvarna. I'm glad I didn't get an aftermarket head for that. I'm going to finish up on the review on my Husqvarna 330 LK string trimmer. I bought it to put that other head on with the blade for cutting light brush. I'm actually more impressed with it as a brush cutter, which is weird because you would think the underpowered, I get a little bit of an underpowered feeling running it as a string trimmer, but I also think a lot of it has to do with that's the stuff that it came with. Probably just about out now because I've used it for well over an hour, but I think that's 95 thickness. I think if you put a lighter string in it, I find that with all the weed whackers over the years, sometimes you can get a heavy string in it and it don't like it. I think this would work a lot better with a lighter string, but I just want to be honest in my reviews. I bought this just because it had the end that you could interchange with others. That brush cutter end is something I'm not going to use a lot, I don't believe. Most of the time I grub stuff out with the machine. This was just a case where the woman wanted to get a view of what was there before we start digging to give a true estimate to her. So that may be something I don't use for a year or whatever, so I am going to keep this end on it just so that it gets run once in a while. And all my normal grass stuff today, I felt it was good. I've let my lawn go in some areas for like 2 weeks because we keep getting these torrential downpours and I just haven't had the time in between them to deal with it. So the stuff I'm weed whacking today that's kind of tall, I feel that's a little bit underpowered. Overall, I'm happy with the unit for the money, and I'm glad I got the Husqvarna in for it. And I just want to be honest in my reviews. I don't think I would buy that as a string trimmer. So, and where it's an interchangeable end, you can buy a real nice string trimmer for that kind of money. All right, we're going to end this review on the 330 LK and the attachment I got for the end. I'm going to try to do honest reviews on tools I buy. Overall, for the money I paid for that, I'm pretty happy. I'm happier, like I said in the video, with the blade end of it. I think it's because you can get the revs up, and when you hit the brush, you tend to revs back up before you hit the next piece. I think a lot of that has to do with it's got the 95 string in it. I think if you put a lighter string in it, it would let the revs come up. It would just be lighter. I find that with other machines over the years. I very seldom run anything bigger. I think it's 80 is what I normally run. I have one machine I keep 95 in when I did do a lot of lawn care. So if you got into something, you got to get into a tree line or something. But overall, I'm happy with that. I just want to do honest reviews on these things, and I'm very disappointed in some of the reviews I watched. Then you find out a year later that the guy on YouTube got the thing given to him by whatever company it was. I've got thousands of dollars out in tools the last 5 years that I'm very unhappy with. Lawnmowers, even small tools. To give you an example, I have a $350 version of a sprayer like this. That's a piece of crap. I bought this on sale with, I think, an extra battery for $99. It was normally $149.99. I think I bought this for $99, if I remember right. I believe I'm probably getting close now between weed killer and when I go power wash stuff, I put a bleach and water solution in it. I'm going to guess I'll put well over 100 gallons through that at this point, and it still operates good. I do put stuff away properly. I made sure that was dried right out before I put it away, and so the pump didn't stick. But this Ryobi, like I said, I would put this up against any of the ones that are out there that are probably 4 to 5 times as expensive. And I'm going to keep doing these reviews, and if I buy something and it's good, I'm going to say it's good. If it's a piece of crap, I'm going to say it's a piece of crap. My next review is coming up on small tools I've been buying. I got out of Milwaukee tools probably 10 or 12 years ago because the problem with me is I'm a landscape company. I do some carpentry like decks and steps and stuff. I try to do whatever I can on a job site. The problem I had back then is the batteries, where I wouldn't use them sometimes all winter long, and then in the spring I'd go to use them, I'd have 2 or 3 batteries that were bad. I don't find I have that issue with DeWalt, and if I do, the DeWalt stuff was so much cheaper. And again, I'm not going to talk bad about DeWalt, and you can see I keep plenty of DeWalt around. I'm not going to be the hardcore, oh, it's all Milwaukee or nothing. I believe I'm going to keep all my, DeWalt stuff, but there are a couple things Milwaukee makes, which their impact gun I think is better. So like I said, we'll be doing more reviews, and if you like this content, please like and subscribe. That's how we're going to keep the channel going. So thanks for watching.